was fixing to cook supper today and I got to noticing that there are decimals on everything. And we're starting decimals this week, so I thought we would just talk real quick about what a decimal is and how to read and write them. The first thing I came across, my kiddos' favorites, these Jet Puff marshmallows. And I got to looking at the weight, you may not be able to see it. And if you will look right here, you can see it says 17.5 ounces. Well, that means that it's not 18 ounces, it's 17 ounces and a fraction of an ounce. So let's look at that number on this card. So I see 17 in the units, a decimal, and a 5 in the tenths. This is how we make our decimal house. So if I were to read this, it would be 17 and 5 tenths. 17 and 5 tenths. The reason I say tenths is because this 5 stops in the tenths. It has one place behind the decimal, so it is a tenths. I came along this also. This has decimals on it. They're always so tiny. So right here, you can see it says 28.3 grams. Okay? So this is the decimal when I blew it up for you so you can actually see it. And it says 28 and, every time we see a decimal we say and, 28 and 3 tenths. Once again, there's one place behind the decimal, so it is a tenth. And I remember a 10 has 1 0, so anytime there's just one place behind the decimal, it's 28 and 3 tenths. I also got to looking at this oatmeal, and it has a decimal also, right here. It says 12.1. But we don't say 12.1. We actually say 12 and 1 tenth. There's also another decimal on here. Look at this one right here. That says 1.5. Here it is written on the card. 1.5. So let's read that properly because we don't say point. So we have one whole, and, remember when you see the decimal you say and, 5, there's only one number behind the decimal, so this is a tenth. So we say 1 and 5 tenths. And you put that THS to show it's a decimal. So if I just said 1 and 5 10, you wouldn't really know if it was a decimal or not. But if you say 1 and, there's your decimal, 5 tenths. And it has that THS on it, tenths. Now this next one's a little bit different. Here is the decimal. And it says 1.75. How is that different from the last decimal? Here's a decimal we just used. And then here's the one we're talking about right now. How are they different? Yeah, look, this has 2 places behind the decimal. So I like to remember it by 100 having 2 zeros. So this is a hundredth. So this is 1 and 75 hundredths. Get that THS on there. 1 and 75 hundredths. All right. Here's another one. Let's see if it's a tenth or a hundredth. See it right there? 4.75. So that means 4 wholes and then a little bit more, so almost 5. So let's look at it on the card. There's 2 numbers behind the decimal place. So this is going to be a hundredth. So let's read it. 4 and, there's my decimal, 75 hundredths. THS, hundredths. 4 and 75 hundredths. Okay, we got 2 more. I want you to see if you can read them. Let me find my decimal. There it is, right there. It says 1.13. So it's about 1 kilogram, just a little bit over. Can you read it? Here it is blown up for you. So let's read it. 1, which is whole, 1 whole, and I see 2 numbers behind there, so I know it's 100th. 1 and 13 hundredths. 1 and 13 hundredths. Okay, last one. All on your own. I bet you can do it. Right here on this cake mix. Oh, I wish I had this made right now. So you see 1/6.25. 1/6.25. So the first thing you should say is I see 2 numbers behind the decimal, so I know that's 100th. If I only saw 1, it would be a 10th. So this is 16 and, there's my decimal spot, 25 hundredths.